Porcelain shards scattered across the floor, coffee dripping down the wall like blood from a fresh wound. My sister's voice sliced through the silence. "Get out of your own house, you spoiled bitch!" She was shaking with rage, eyes wide, daring me to fight back. Behind her, my parents just watched. No scolding, no defense. Just quiet approval, as if my humiliation was entertainment. That was the moment something inside me broke. Quietly, cleanly, like glass under pressure. It wasn't always like this. As a child, I believed my parents when they said family was everything. I believed my sister when she promised she'd always have my back. I believed love meant safety. But belief is fragile. It dies in increments, small betrayals, overlooked cruelties, patterns repeated until they become normal. Her screaming wasn't the first time. It was just the last straw. I'd noticed the signs long before. How my house suddenly became our house in their language. How my parents referred to my paychecks as family contributions. How my sister spent freely while I tightened my belt. And how my parents' silence always favored her. Their golden child. Their weapon. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I observed. And I documented. They thought my laptop was just a tool for work, a glowing screen I disappeared into. They didn't know it was also my vault. Bank transfers, property deeds, text threads, recordings. Years of negligence cataloged. Every bill I'd paid, every mortgage payment I alone shouldered. Every insult saved, time-stamped, undeniable. Evidence doesn't scream, it whispers. And whispered evidence can shatter empires. That night, after she smashed my mug, I let them stew in their triumph. I went upstairs, silent. But my silence wasn't defeat. It was calculation. Because I knew the truth. Paper beats blood. Contracts outlast screams. And ownership, real, legal ownership, was mine. The next morning, I invited them to the living room. They came reluctantly, annoyed, expecting apologies. Instead, I opened my laptop. One click. The projector lit up the wall. First came the deeds, signed in my name only. Then the bank records. My deposits funding this roof, these walls, their comforts. Finally, the recordings. My sister's shrieks, my parents' mocking laughter. The proof of their complicity. Their faces drained, colorless, ashen, silent. My father tried first. "You misunderstood." I cut him off with a single page, the clause naming me sole owner, sole signatory. My mother's lips trembled. "We're family." I played back her voice from 6 months ago. "You should be grateful we let you live here. Your sister deserves more." And my sister? She lunged, wild-eyed, but stopped cold when the eviction notice appeared on screen. Dated, signed, prepared weeks earlier. They had treated me like a guest in my own home. Now they were the guests. And their stay was over. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't gloat. I simply closed the laptop and slid the keys across the table. "You have 7 days," I said. The silence that followed was heavier than any scream. 7 days passed quickly. Suitcases dragged across the floor. Doors slammed. Excuses whispered. Bargains offered. Tears shed. I accepted none of it. Because revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply enforces truth. And the truth was simple. They'd mistaken my silence for weakness. They forgot silence can also be a strategy. The house is quiet now. No broken mugs, no screaming, no eyes watching me like a hawk waiting to pounce. Just peace. I sit in the same kitchen where shards once cut my feet, drinking from a new mug. The coffee tastes stronger now. Not because it is, but because I am. Do I regret it? No. They wanted me gone from the home I built. Instead, I made them disappear from it. That's the difference between rage and calculation. Rage smashes mugs. Calculation seizes beads. And I chose calculation. When I think back to their faces as the projector lit the wall, drained of color, exposed, that was the real victory. Not their exit, not their silence, but their realization that the daughter they dismissed had been documenting every betrayal, every slight, every theft of dignity, and that by the time they noticed, it was already too late. Now the house is mine, not just on paper, but in spirit. Every wall hums with freedom, every room breathes with solitude, and every sip of coffee reminds me, sometimes revenge isn't about screaming louder, it's about letting the evidence speak for you, and watching their faces turn white.